let's take 5. We gonna break the stigma, do it for the culture. They think it's an enigma, break the connotation. Arts and entertainment, show the variation from acting to a painting. Let's go into the depths of your craft. Let's go behind the scenes. What's your inspiration? The lines that's in between. I'ma throw a question, you gon' give an answer. We gon' get to laughing. Trust me, it's a pleasure. Change the generation, become an inspiration. Where did you begin? Do you want to be famous? You rise in your career. Your destiny is near. Go ahead and take 5. A blessing will appear. Take 5, 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 take 5. So, Alexis, let's get this thing started. When did you begin your first platform?
Okay, Dre, that's actually a great question. I started my first platform in 2017. It was during spring break of my sophomore year. I had went home, and by that time I had already started writing down slogans to help me just get through the day, because at that point it was a lot on me, a lot weighing on my spirits. So different slogans kind of helped me push myself through the day. And I was like, what if I put this on a shirt? How would that look? So I went to the mall, bought a shirt for like $3 from the store, plain t-shirt, and I was like, let me put one of my slogans on the shirt. So I went to the little the screen printing bodegas they have inside of the store, the kiosk and everything. So I went over there and I was like, can I get this slogan on the shirt? And from there was history. Sky Rose Designs was my first baby, my first child, my first platform, my first product. And I'm so proud of the growth that we've had since 2017. Just not business-wise, but personally, physically, mentally, the growth has been amazing. And I'm excited and I can't wait for the future. It's amazing, and I'm happy from where I started off, and I'm excited to where I'm gonna go.
Alexis, what inspired you to become an entrepreneur?
Another great question, Dre. You just coming off the back with these back to back to back. I decided to become an entrepreneur mostly in part because of my mother. Growing up, she always told me to be my own boss. The goal is to be able to work for yourself and not have to work for someone else or under other people. And as I grew up, that kind of just kept replaying in my head, be my own boss, be my own boss, be my own boss. And honestly, I could never see myself working for another person all my life. That's just not me. I have so much passion instilled in me that honestly I don't feel as though that will work. And even now, being as I have my platforms, my clothing brand, I work part-time at Buffalo Wild Wings as a server, but even doing that, I honestly don't feel as though that's really hard work, me working under somebody else, because I have so much freedom with that job. I feel like it's just a little side gig to help keep money in my pockets. Honestly, that's what it is. It's not a job. It's not somewhere I plan on staying for the rest of my life. It's somewhere to help fund my business, to help build my business until my business is bringing money to me. If you understand what I'm saying and where I'm coming from. But even still, like when I'm trying to save money to be able to move out, get my own place, and continuously put money in my business, looking for other jobs, it never works. Honestly, since I've gotten back to DC in 2018, I've only worked at Buffalo Wild Wings. That was the only place I have worked. Anywhere else, I've never been able to find another job other than being a server at Buffalo Wild Wings. And it's not to say that I'm not qualified, because I just graduated from college. I have my bachelor's degree. I've worked at other places. In high school, I worked at Georgetown University. I worked at a law firm. I worked at a school, a daycare. So I have multiple backgrounds under my belt. It's just that, honestly, I feel as though the universe and God is just telling me that it's not meant for me.
Gotta ask this because I'm sure it's self-explanatory, but does your city inspire you in any way?
Another great question. Of course, my city does influence everything I do. Honestly and truly, a big part of the reason I do what I do is for my city. I got my city tatted on me, so of course they influence everything I do. DC is a great place to live, a great place to be from. I couldn't be happier to be from Washington, DC. It has made me the person that I am today, honestly and truly. And DC has been one of the top cities who have set trends in the fashion world, literally. And I can say even now, I feel as though we may have lost some of our uniqueness when it comes to style and swag. Growing up, I used to see so many different types of outfits and pieces of clothing, and DC had a distinct style to which people dressed like, but it wasn't everybody dressing the same. It was just everybody had the same style and swag, but made it their own. And honestly, I feel as though we may have lost some of that, but if you're looking at some of the creatives that have come out of DC, you can tell that they still have it running through their veins strong, like literally strong. So that's, honestly, I feel like that's where my uniqueness kind of comes from. Looking at the old swag and style that my city had back in the day and twisting it and turning it and making it my own. And I know that Sky Rose Designs right now is mostly a streetwear brand, more so t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, and things like that. But as I tell people all the time, that's not where I want to stop. I want to be able to offer it all, from everything, literally from streetwear to high fashion to sportswear. I want to offer everything. I want to be the one-stop shop for tall girls to be able to come and feel like, wow, this is somewhere that it doesn't matter if I'm tall and skinny, tall and curvy, tall and thick. This is somewhere I can come and find everything that I want. And that's honestly kind of where I want to go towards and move towards in the future. And I'm in that process now, so I'm really excited. But yes, DC definitely has a big influence on my style and my brand. So I hope that answered the question. I'm not sure if it did, but you'll let me know.
I've always been wondering to ask you over the years, where did the names of your brand and platforms come from? Like, was it just something you came up with off the top of your head, or did you have like some sort of inspiration or a model that you kind of made it off of?
So my clothing brand is called Sky Rose Designs, and it's Sky Rose Designs because, one, I named it after my youngest sister. Well, not my youngest, but my youngest from my mother. Her name is Sky, unique, Skye. And my niece, my goddaughter, my love, I love her so much, her middle name is Rose. So I was like, I want to leave a legacy for my sister and my niece, so they can know that they were loved when they were younger, that there's something that they can show off and be like, yeah, my aunt, my big sister named this company after me. What do you have? basically. Honestly, I want them to be cocky with it. I want them to know that I made this for y'all. This is named after y'all. Your name has so much power to it because of this. And that's Skyrose Designs. The DMV Tall Girls Club, it's called the DMV Tall Girls Club for now, but I don't plan on leaving it that name in the future. It's just right now we're working within these three segments, well, not segments, the 2 states and the 1 district, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. That's where we're working at right now, but I want this to be a worldwide thing to where tall women from all over are coming, connecting, meeting up, and helping build each other up, to know that there's a community out there of tall women and you're not alone. That's really a big thing for me, to know that you're not alone. So the DMV Tall Girls Club name will end up being changed eventually, but for now, the DMV Tall Girls Club, because we're starting off with the DMV Tall Girls, because that's what we are, and it's a club, you know. As for a tall life, well, I'm tall. I've always been tall all my life, so I'm basically giving you an inside look into my tall life. That's why it's called A Tall Life. My personal Instagram, A Tall Life. My blog is called A Tall Life, because we're taking a microscopic look into a tall girl's life. And that's the name of my YouTube, my blog, my podcast, and my personal Instagram, which is also a branding Instagram for my personal blogging, YouTubing, influencing model. You know, A Tall Life is me and I am she. So welcome to A Tall Life, if you get what I mean. And then that's it. I really mean, it's just Skyrose Designs, A Tall Life, and the DMV Tall Girls Club.
So, Alexis, I'm going to ask you what a lot of people more than likely ask you on a constant basis. Who are your inspirations and why?
So, as for my inspirations, growing up, I can say I didn't really have any inspirations growing up. I was so stuck in the dark. I didn't really see anybody I could be inspired by or look up to, because there weren't really that many, well, in my eyes, I didn't see many tall girls putting on for tall girls growing up. If we're talking about in the now, I would say I'm my biggest inspiration, because, well, yeah, I'm my biggest inspiration. But other than me, Elizabeth Cambridge, she is everything and some more. I love her so much. I literally love her. Like, she is just everything from on the court with basketball to DJing to her fashion sense to literally everything. And I just love how confident she is in her height. And it just, every time I see it, it just fills me with joy. So I can say that she is one of my inspirations to look at nowadays. Also, now Meg Thee Stallion is out. I love Meg. She's a really big inspiration to me as well, because again, she's tall. She's putting on for the tall girl. I love her confidence in herself. I guess you can tell that with each of these women that I'm mentioning, their confidence is off the charts. They are unapologetically tall throughout every aspect of their life, and that is the place I want to be, to where I don't feel the negative impacts of it anymore, or not anymore, because they'll always be there, but not as harshly as I do and did in the past. So I guess those are some of my inspirations for now. But if anything, I'm my biggest inspiration.
So, if you don't mind telling me, what brand, platform, or person would you like to collaborate your brand and platforms with, or just yourself in general? Do you have anyone in mind?
As for people I would like to collaborate with, that is a great question. I would love to collab with Meg Thee Stallion. First of all, I've been trying to get in contact with Meg for the longest. I've been trying to get in contact with Meg since I found out about Meg. Since Meg popped up, I've been wanting to put her in one of my t-shirts. Honestly, I really want to put her in the shirt that says "Real Tall Girl Shit." Excuse my language, but I really want to get her in that t-shirt. Other than Meg, Zendaya. I love Zendaya. I do. She's everything. I would love to collaborate with Zendaya, Elizabeth Cambridge as well. As for brands, that's a great question. I really never thought about what brands I would want to collaborate with in the future. I would love for our tall girl brands to be able to collab with each other. The Ninth Closet, I would love to collab with them if possible. But that's really it. I'm really gonna have to think about that, because I really never went into deep thoughts about who I want to collaborate with. I'm gonna think about that one. Next time you ask me that, I'll have a better answer for you. But until then, that's it really.
So, what are your personal objectives or goals for not only yourself, but for your brand and platforms?
I guess you saved the big one for last, huh? But my ultimate goals and objectives for my platforms. Well, first let's start off with Skyrose Designs. I want Skyrose Designs to be the #1 tall girl brand worldwide. The one-stop shop for tall girls to come get anything and everything they will need when it comes to apparel. Whether it's streetwear, high fashion, sportswear, shoes, I want to offer it all to the tall girls. That is my ultimate goal. For Skyrose Designs, I want tall girls to know that there is a brand out there made specifically for them, all the way around. When it comes to my DMV Tall Girls Club, my ultimate goal is for this to be a worldwide club that will have meetups in every state, major city in the world. Honestly, I want to connect tall girls from all over the world to each other, so that they know that they're not alone, that your height isn't weird or out of the norm. There are tall girls out there like you everywhere. So that's really my goal for my DMV Tall Girls Club, to not just be in the DMV, but to be worldwide. I want to be able to not only bring together tall girls, but tall brands to meet, network, and help uplift our tall girl community. As for my blog, Well, my blog is basically kind of my teaser into what will lead into my book, because I am in the process of writing a book. And yeah, it's going to be about the tall girls, but I can't really tell you anything else more than it's going to be about the tall girls. But I want to saturate almost every aspect of the media with a platform for tall girls, whether it's blogging, YouTube, I got a YouTube channel, my podcast, or anything. I want to saturate the world with tall girl magic, and that's really my objective, to put on the tall girls throughout every aspect of the media and throughout the world. So yeah, did I miss anything? No. I think that's it for now. I have some more coming soon though, so, but we can talk about that in the future when it gets here. I'm not going to give you guys too much, but that's really it for my ultimate goals for my brands and my platforms. I want to offer everything. I want to be the one-stop shop for tall girls to be able to come and feel like, wow, this is somewhere that it doesn't matter if I'm tall and skinny, tall and curvy, tall and thick. This is somewhere I can come and find everything that I want. And that's honestly kind of where I want to go towards and move towards in the future. And I'm in that process now. So I'm really excited. But yes, DC definitely has a big influence on my style and my brand. So I hope that answered the question. I'm not sure if it did, but you'll let me know.
If you had any advice to give to younger women, what would that be?
We're getting kind of deep here. Advice to give younger women. Honestly, I wish I got this advice when I was little. But my advice to my young tall girls would be, there's nothing wrong with your height. Your height is beautiful. But it starts with you. No matter how much pain, no matter how much taunting, no matter how much bullying, no matter what they might throw at you physically or mentally, it starts with you. It starts with how you feel about yourself on the inside. It may be hard. It's going to be hard. Especially when you have so much noise going on the outside that really hits the inside. It's going to be hard. But at the end of the day, it starts with, how do you feel about yourself? How do you see yourself? You have to learn to love your height. And it is definitely a process. But when you do get to the point to where you love your height unconditionally, then there's nothing that can stop you, no matter how much taunting or bullying they might throw at you. The fact that your opinion of yourself is never going to change is key. You cannot let those thoughts and opinions of others dictate how you feel about yourself. And that is really what I feel as though is key in all of this. You have to know that your opinion of yourself is what matters the most and not theirs. So, well, that's what I'm really going with right now. So, because even to this day, I still hear it. I still hear all the talk. I still hear all the comments, all the jokes about my height, but it doesn't matter because my opinion of myself is not going to change, and I'm not going to love myself any less because of what they're saying. So, honestly, that's the advice I would give myself. So, that's the advice I would give you, the younger girls, and that you are dripping, oozing, leaking. It's all girl magic from top to bottom. So, yeah, that's really it for my advice. But again, thank you for having me, Dre, in Take 5 interviews, and I'll see you soon.